The DEM is having an amazing summer event, and to tell us more about it, program officer with the DEM, Simon Aline, is here, and he's also brought along Kayla Arthur. Welcome to the world of work. You have to get up early. She's also here to share with us. So welcome to both of you.
Hey,
Good to have
morning.
you with us. And before we came on air, I was telling you about the collabs we've done throughout the years and how important it is to be able to share with the public what's happening in an interesting and engaging way.
That's
and
right.
I think this is going to be one of those ways that you're able to kind of draw people in.
That's right. So the whole event is called High Winds, Rough Seas, and it deals basically as a targeted youth approach. So on Friday, August the 30th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., we will be in Queen's Park. We're going to have a number of activities there for young people. And we also have a little water zone, a little wet zone. So if the young people want to throw water bombs or play with, the water guns and so on and frolic, because the days are really hot. So we want to encourage young people to come out, have fun, but also get the relevant information about disaster preparedness. I think that since we've had that brush, as people call it, the brush with Beryl, I want Barbadians to understand that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the next system, the next hurricane or tropical storm can impact Barbados. But beyond hurricanes and tropical storms, the approach from DEM is about comprehensive disaster management, where we look at multiple hazards and we also make sure that we share information about these hazards, whether it's earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes, all those things we share information on. So we're encouraging the young people to join us in Queen's Park Friday, August 30th. We will have DJ music, of course, and there will be refreshments and, of course, activities for the young people to be involved in.
Absolutely. And it's great to have you here, Kayla, as a representative of the younger population. How do you think this will help to kind of bring young people on board in terms of thinking more about comprehensive disaster management or disaster risk reduction?
Well, I think that a lot of the times young people are usually lectured to, and I think that a hands-on event will definitely help in terms of, we have a lot of games planned, so them playing these games is going to be a new way of learning about disaster risk preparedness. So I think that it would definitely be very helpful in that aspect.
I love that, and it's so true. A lot of the times we talk at young people and we tell them what they need.
True.
So this is a great opportunity for them to get involved because the future really is theirs.
That's right.
You know?
As we always say, I saw a quote that said that, we leave the earth for our children to inherit. But with regards to even young people and their involvement, Kayla is part of a number of interns at DEM who would have been responsible for the planning of this event and the suggestion of ideas and so on. So I want to encourage people to go on our Facebook and our IG pages. They could go to DEM Barbados. They can type in Department of Emergency Management on Facebook. They will see the funny videos leading up to this event. And we just want to encourage all youth groups, church groups, to come out and be a part of what we're doing with disaster risk reduction.
And Kayla, I know there are going to be a number of demonstrations. You mentioned it. What are some of the things we can expect?
Well,
And I say we because I'll be coming too.
Come on,
I know you say you want young people to come out, but I'll be there. Maybe not with a water gun, but I certainly will be there. Something.
Well, we're going to have displays from departments that the DEM directly works with, such as the Fire Service, Water Authority. And as I mentioned before, we're going to have games such as a scavenger hunt, trivia, cup pong. There's going to be lots of fun.
Yeah, it will be.
I look forward to that. What are some of the areas through the years, Simon, that you have found have been most impactful in getting Barbadians on board so they're thinking along the lines that they need to?
I think that over the years, the Department of Emergency Management under the leadership of Kerry Hines, we would have had a number of initiatives. I find that one of the things that we're excelling more at is public awareness activities. And it's important that we go out there. And up to last week, we were at Q in the community. And we had a big display there, and persons, the elderly folks, or should I say the seniors, that's the right word, the seniors, you know, they engaged us in conversations about how the bad weather would have treated them over the years and the way how things are now, and the fact that, you know, it's good to know that there's information available about not only the hurricane shelters, but also the things that they need to have in their homes, and also the vulnerable persons list and so on. So I think that what is happening now with disaster management is that we are taking the all sectors approach, and we are taking the information on the road and reaching out to people. For the launch of the hurricane season, we were in Queen's Park as well, and the engagement for the whole day, so many people passed through Queen's Park, going to Bridgetown to shop. They got the information that they wanted and they asked questions. So I think that for us, we want to make sure that we disseminate information across the whole demographics. So right now we're focusing on young people, but most of the time we do general public awareness to everyone.
And there are a number of vulnerabilities. I know that your view probably has changed since being at the DEM. Most certainly my engagement with the DEM throughout the years has been shaped by a lot of what was shared. And as people who live on water scarce, small island that's labeled as a developing state, there are many things outside of just the weather that we have to take into consideration. So will your presentations take into consideration all of that and share by way of simulations and engagement, so people truly understand that everything from brush fires and the burning of the cane fields and so on impacts what happens in our communities, in our weather system, with our day-to-day lives?
Yes, we will definitely have a very wide range of displays, and the event is more so focused on hurricane preparedness because we are in the hurricane season, but it's definitely going to provide lots of knowledge in terms of disasters on a whole.
That's right.
Excellent stuff. How can parents and guardians support, you know, their children's understanding of what's happening as well? Because for a lot of young people, what they see is that hurricane season, they go and buy a lot of canned food. And I remember at a recent presentation we had, Minister Abrams said that he had talked to someone who imported an entire barrel in preparation for hurricane season. Don't say wow yet. By November, he was like, what happened to all that stuff? So we didn't eat that. so, you know, what you have to remember is if it's for hurricane season, it's supposed to stay there.
That's right, for at least 6 months.
You're not supposed to kind of be putting that in the general pool of what you're doing. I think people forget that. So they're like, we're buying a lot of canned foods, but all of a sudden, well, barrel passed us, so here we go. We're going to use it. So they have to go and kind of replenish each time. You know. So what can we do to let people know, you know, this is something we need to take seriously. We need to stock stuff up. We need to get things in place. It has to be a concerted effort.
True, and it goes back to the messaging from DEM. You know, hurricane season is roughly 6 months from June to November. And we've already passed June. We're into August already, but we have 3 more months to go, September, October, November. And if my history is correct, remember Tropical Storm, almost Hurricane Tomas, passed in October. So we're not out of the woods yet. So we just want to encourage people to, along with the canned goods and the food and so on, let's go beyond just having the non-perishables. Let us also assess our environment. Look at the trees that may be overhanging the power lines, or the breadfruit tree in your backyard that is precariously leaning over the house. Look at the areas in your community that need the bushing. Look at also the drains and the gutters close to your community, because once the water can't find a way to get out, you will have a serious issue of flooding. And I think that for those persons living in coastal areas now, after the passage of Beryl, people recognize that storm surge is a serious thing, especially those on the southern coast. So you need to have your sandbags. You need to elevate the furniture and electronics so that in case the surf comes into the house or the property, it wouldn't make any major damage to your property.
All right, final word from you, Kayla, for young people as to why they should come out and be a part of this event coming up. The DEM summer event, High Winds, Rough Seas, is coming up next Friday, August 30th, Queen's Park from 10 to 3.
Well, As youth in the Caribbean, especially in Barbados, we are vulnerable to natural disasters, and it's important that we know how to respond to such events. And as mentioned before, Barbados has an aging population, so some of us may live with our grandparents and older people in general that we may have to help take care of in such events, and we need to know exactly what to do. So it is very important that we are equipped with the knowledge on how to handle.
Excellent.
That's right. And more importantly, we want the young people to come up because it's going to be a fun day. We have lots of activities, DJ music, food, drink, and the
Snow cone?
activities.
Snow
Yes,
cone,
snow
Simon?
cone, of
Snow
course.
cone, special adult snow cone, Simon. Okay, I'm going to take that back.
But for sure, there'll be a lot of things to see and to do. So we're just encouraging those parents, and there are a lot of activities for the young people to do. We want to keep them active, and we also want them to be exposed to positive literature and information that can be life-saving. I mean, knowing how to identify when a tsunami is coming can save your life, not only your life, but the life of those on the beach. So there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to enjoy. And more importantly, we want to make disaster management become like a hot topic in houses across Barbados.
Absolutely. I know there was some rain maybe a week or so ago, and the flooding,
There you go.
It was
Some
phenomenal.
flash
So when you
flooding.
talked about this debushing
Yes.
and the cleaning of wells and
And
drains and
drains,
so on
yes.
in communities, as we drive around, we could see the overhang of the bush onto the roadways and so on. We really need to get back to cleaning up our communities.
Yeah.
So, all of that is very important, and it's a great way to start
Yep.
by engaging communities. I look forward to seeing you guys in Queen's Park on Friday, August 30th. And of course, they're encouraging you to make a stop as well. You can stop by during your lunchtime. The children are out of school. Make it a day for everyone together to be able to experience all of the activities that will make up this very important summer event put on by the Department of Emergency Management. Thank you both for coming in. Simon Aline,
Thank you,
Program
Tisha.
Officer with the department, and Kayla Arthur, who is an intern with the DEM as well. It's wonderful that they brought you along.
Yep.